Good afternoon, everyone. So it's Sunday, last day of June. Does anyone else find growing old interesting? Now, I use the word liberally, loosely, because we all get forgetful. We all get opinionated. We all change a little as we get older. But do we all get ruder? I want to talk a little bit about, or do we all get less tolerant of people? I mean, we don't live in a big town, but some of our shops get very busy because there are lots of people from outlying areas who come into our supermarket. And you can be walking down an aisle and people in front of you just stand there talking with their trolley. They're blocking the aisle and they don't move even when you ask, excuse me, please. Same in the car park. Not that you can say that in the car, but cars who drive at you or pull out in front of you and just seem to have no care and concern. Is that something we're noticing because we're getting older, or is that something that's just generally happening and generally accepted nowadays? Another one is people saying things they're going to say or do and not do them. Again, is that because we're getting intolerant and picky as we're getting older, or is that just a thing? Everyone's getting so busy they don't think they have to spend time with people who matter, or they don't think they have to spend time doing stuff. Is that just and these aren't my experiences either. These are things that people have told me around here, and I'm just puzzling it out because it's the first, like being up here is the first experience of things like that I remember. Now, also growing old is an absolute privilege. We might have joints that creak. We might get our stomachs might be less tolerant to food. We might get more aches and pains. Yeah, sure. But it's a privilege to be where we are. I write in my books about older women who might be forgetful, older women who might be crazy. All that challenges or interesting aspects of growing old. And again, I'm not complaining about growing old or people around. It is what it is. It's just me reflecting and me thinking about things, and I know I'm a crazy. I can get frustrated, I can get cranky, I can get hyperactive. But I'm just curious as to if other people have experienced those things as well. That's not all I want to talk about, and I didn't really have any great plans of what to talk about on here, except the last couple of videos I did, I thought I just look terrible, whether it's the way I talk on the video or the way I look over to one side when I'm concentrating or whatever it is. The other thing is, how do you go with change and upheaval? Now, I know this has been a theme this year because that's all this year has been for us. But there becomes a point where you just got to take back control. So there are things, there's that circle of control. There are the things outside of our control and the things inside of our control. And instead of worrying about what we can't control, we need to control what we can. Perfect example of that is houses on the market, everything hinges on its selling so that we can, all these things that are going to be better when we've sold because we don't have a mortgage and all those other things. So for months, feels like it's been 6 months. It's probably been 4. I feel like I haven't been able to move ahead with things because everything's on hold because we've got all our belongings packed and we're waiting to see if the house sells. There is a point where you have to go, dang it, I'm taking back control. For me, I'm so lucky that I have my writing because I don't sit still well. I'm not somebody who can just sit and stare at the TV or sit and read a book. I love reading, but I've got to get up and moving. And not being able to, well, the garden, do I do more than maintenance with it if we're going to sell it? All my stuff's packed up. So the writing has been a godsend because it's given me something to do during the day, even though it's fairly sedentary. It's still giving me something to do and distract me. But there comes a point where it's like, well, do I apply for a job? Do I go and do something? Do I stop waiting for things to happen? Because it's out of our control whether anyone buys the place. It's out of our control, a lot of things. So what can I do to take back control? So that's an interesting one to think about and ponder too. For me, and I haven't done it yet, but for me, one of the things that I can control and I can do is dye my hair. Learn a new craft. I went to teach myself crochet the other day, and I can do it, yeah, and knitting, but I don't have the patience and the tolerance to sit still and knit or crochet at the moment. And the other crafts I wanted to do, I've got things packed in boxes that I could use, so I don't want to go out and buy more stuff. So what I've done the last few days is I've gone out in the garden, because up here you can grow things and move things around in the garden during the middle of the day when it's warm, even in the middle of winter. So in the last couple of days, I've been out there scrounging around for any pots I can find, noting that I got rid of most of them, and I've taken cuttings and dug up some plants and put in pots. Yes, for when we move. Yes, for a friend who's got a business that is going to have some plants. But because I have to do something, because I can't just sit and do nothing. Does anyone else have that problem, or are other people comfortable with watching TV and reading? Or what else do you do? I am interested. I am curious. I know this is a one-way conversation because I'm talking to the screen, but I am curious what you think. I am curious what you think about what I talk about, and I would love your feedback. You can find me on Facebook as well, on Instagram, and I do a blog on WordPress. If you want to join up for my newsletter too, you could do that. I don't know how to put links down the bottom, but I'll investigate that before next time. All right. Have a great day, everyone. Bye.